Here's one reason why I think you shouldn't watch YouTube videos. When I say you shouldn't watch YouTube videos, I mean like you can watch them, but like you should be careful and not watch them too much, and like try to like limit your your time spent on YouTube. Anyways, so I'm gonna like get into the reasons. I wrote here one reason, but it's like more than one. But like whatever. Anyways, number one. When you watch YouTube, it kinda transports you into the reality of the YouTube video. Now, what I mean by that is like, if you're like if you like watch a YouTube video, and if you have like noticed this one thing about a YouTube video, is that it like changes the way that you feel. And of course, it doesn't like seem like much because there are a lot of things that changes the way that you feel. But what's special about it is that if you're, for example, let's say if you're like struggling through a problem, you're like having some sort of life issues or whatever, you're going through a hardship, or right. So many people are not in a great place in life, and they're trying to like get out of their shitty situation. What happens is like these people are like facing life, and they're like trying to like get out of their shitty situations, but like the thing is like instead of like just focusing on just trying to get things right, what they do is they would like imagine this is you, and you are like going through hardships in life, right? And then you're trying to like trying to like solve the problem that you're going through, and like you're trying to like solve it, but like instead of like going trying to like solve it with all of your efforts and putting all of you into the problem, what you do is like sometimes you will like solve a problem, but then you'll feel bad. So then what you will do is like you will go and watch YouTube videos and hide in that. Like you will use it as a coping mechanism, and then some sort of urgency arises, and then you remember about this problem again. You face the issues again, then you deal with this thing again. You try to like solve it for a while, but then you kind of get distracted and you go back to watching YouTube. And this can be like a bad cycle for someone who's like in a really bad place in life. Like all you're doing is like you're not like moving towards a place where you can you're not putting all of your efforts to solve the problem, and you're just kind of doing the semi approach where you're trying to solve the problem, but you're really not. You're just switching back to YouTube, and this thing like you have a shitty life, which kind of makes you want to like go and do other things, like you have a shitty life, right? And you try to like look for a coping mechanism, or like look for like an thing which can make it things bearable for you, and then you find that on YouTube. And I don't know if that's the right way to live. I feel like trying to like solve this is better. Like your life, this is your life, okay? Trying to like solve this is better than hiding in here. Of course, you can watch YouTube, you can use that as a coping mechanism sometimes, but like if all you are doing is hiding in YouTube videos, then I don't know if that's good for you. And a great way to tell if you're hiding in YouTube videos or not is like just to like check your screen time. I feel like checking your screen time can be very helpful in terms of this. If like if you're if YouTube is always the app at the top of the thing at the top of your screen time, like it consumes the most amount of like most amount of time sort of out of your life, then I think that is an issue. That's like a sign that you're using it as like a way to, it's like you're using this for as a solution for this, and I don't know if that's like solve this. Of course you're not perfect. You're gonna fall into your old habits, and you're probably gonna use it a little bit for like I don't know, for relaxation, like maybe like watch a YouTube video, like binge watch a little bit for at night time. Like you should really be focusing on this. I think this is what I think where you can really like you're supposed to focus on this anyways. Yeah, now like to be fair YouTube is like a lot if you watching YouTube videos is a far better coping mechanism than some of the other things that you can do. So you gotta give credit to that. So like if you're someone who's like who has a really shitty life, or like someone who has like a really bad influence, like really you're in a place where you're surrounded by a lot of bad influence. But in that scenario, maybe having some virtual good influence is better. There's an argument to be made that if you're someone who's surrounded with like a lot of bad influence, so in that scenario, maybe having this good fake virtual scenario is nice. But like there's also something you can also like really get sucked into this. Like it's like quicksand. You can really just get submerged in it and like destroy your life, and like just not be able to do anything. But like it's like there's still like value in it when you compare it to some of the other coping mechanism that people use. So yeah. Also, like I wanted to say that YouTubers aren't like bad people for like making YouTube videos. Some of them may know about this to some degree, but at the end of the day, it's their job. They're not like people who have ill intentions towards you. They're just doing their job. It's what makes them their livelihood. And so far from all the YouTubers that I watch, they have nice intentions, and at least in my opinion. Maybe they don't have some YouTubers that should try to like make you aware of this issues of like don't spend too much time online, don't get too caught up in parasocial relationships. Some don't, which is okay, whatever. Like YouTubers aren't bad people. They're just doing their job, and if you were in their place, you would have done the same thing. The YouTubers are just doing their job. They're not bad people, and this it's just that the situation that we're in how the whole structure works, the whole environment works, is a bit like it's a bit weird. You can get caught up in this weird situation where you're just like wasting your life on YouTube and using it as like a coping mechanism, as like a fake life. I think you should like really be like bringing awareness. I just want to like bring awareness to it, and you can like do whatever you want. Hopefully you try to like use this information to like fix things for yourself. Anyways, bye.